Good day guys, here is WanSaweR and welcome. Today we shall talk about RTS games which will come in 2024 and at the end of 2023. I have to say there are a lot of interesting RTS games coming in near future, so let's talk about those games. An RTS game inspired by classic RTS games of the 90s and early 2000s. Tempest Rising is a classic, base-building RTS game set in a modern-day alternative history war scenario. In this game you control 3 unique factions, each with its own approach to combat and economy and offering a variety of strategies for players, maps with neutral structures to contest, and neutral populations to contend with. Deep and rewarding gameplay that keeps a focus on strategy while rewarding skill and building customization options that allow players to approach the game their way in both single player and multiplayer game modes. Take on the role of commander in the highly mobile and advanced peacekeeping corps of the Global Defense Forces, or the hard-hitting and desperate Tempest Dynasty in a 15-mission campaign that allow the player to customize their army for each mission. This game looks really interesting. It definitely reminds me of good old Command & Conquer franchise. I hope this game will come up in 2024 so I can then try this game and see how good this game is.
Yes.
Very interesting game, developed by small studio. Godsworn is a fantasy RTS game set during the Northern Crusades. Take control of a divine hero, gather worshippers, rally great armies of mortals and mythical creatures, and crush your enemies to prove you are worthy to lead these lands. I'm really excited from this, because this game is fantasy and reminds me of some good old great RTS fantasy games like Warcraft, Armies of Exigo, or Spellforce. I'm really happy that new fantasy game is developed by indie gaming company, because I think those guys have a great potential to create a fantastic RTS game which we can all enjoy. This game is very similar to Warcraft in this, because here you got even heroes with abilities, just like in Warcraft 3, which is really good, and for me, as a massive fan of Warcraft 3, this is a good thing to hear. You can also build your own base, of course, and this game will have co-op campaign as well. Really cool. Cannot wait for more informations. Another interesting game, not just because it is medieval style game, but because of its features. In some ways it looks like RTS, but in some ways it reminds me of Total War or city builder games like City Skylines or Banished, which is really cool. I like that game developers are trying to create such a realistic game with an attention to detail. Manor Lords aims to portray battles that feel real, with large-scale unit formations, morale, flanking, fatigue, weather, and equipment all coming into play. Position your troops wisely is key to success, because even a smaller force can beat a large one. I'm really excited about Manor Lords. This game looks really great and beautiful, with beautiful graphics, and definitely one of the most anticipated games. If you are a fan of Terminator franchise, you will definitely enjoy this game. Terminator Dark Fate Defiance is set in a post-apocalyptic world where we got a massive war between mankind and machines. In the single-player campaign, you take the role of a commander in the Founders, a force made up of the remnants of the US military, and guide your army in an attempt to foil Legion's plan to exterminate the last remnants of mankind. In skirmish and multiplayer modes, play as three very diverse factions: Founders, Resistance, and Legion. They control an army carried over from mission to mission on a series of large strategic maps. Make decisions about unit placement, battle tactics, and abilities, so that you just don't survive but become the leader of the resistance against the machines. This game looks really cool, and for me it is good they are making RTS games set in Terminator universe. For me as Terminator fan, this is a good thing to hear, and I'm really excited about it. Are you a fan of World War II games? Did you enjoy good old games like Company of Heroes or Men of War, together with Men of War Assault Squad 2? Well, I got news for you. Game developers are creating a new Men of War game, Men of War 2. Finally, after so many years, Men of War 2 is on the horizon. It should be released in 2024. Another great RTS where you command your army and engage in massive battles against your enemy. I am a big fan of Men of War. I really enjoyed that game together with classic Company of Heroes, so I'm really happy that this game will come soon. Let's hope this game will be a big success, not a disappointment for many players, like Company of Heroes 3. A revolutionary RTS sci-fi game where ship's design, recon, and logistics are critical elements. Your expeditionary force has just completed construction of its first spaceport in orbit of a new world, but you are not alone. Rivals from the old colonial wars between Earth, Titan, Venus, and the other lineages that divide mankind have also arrived in the same star system. In this game we can explore a vast star system filled with planets, moons, or asteroid fields, build and upgrade shipyards, supply depots, refineries, and recon stations as you research new technologies to unlock ship hulls, weapons, orbital facilities, colonization options, and more. This game looks really cool and awesome. I am really excited and hyped over this game, because this game reminds me of some other similar games like Homeworld, Planetary Annihilation, or Ashes of the Singularity. Really cool looking game with beautiful graphics. I am really excited. And since I mentioned Homeworld, let's talk about another game.
Training will begin with reviewing and testing fleet functionality necessary for future missions.
Tactical, beautiful, and wholly unique, the good old classic sci-fi RTS returns with Homeworld 3. Assume control and battle through fleet combat in dazzling, fully 3D space while the award-winning story unfolds on a galactic scale. When it comes to the combat, strategic freedom is ours. Use the crumbling remains of an ancient civilization to funnel foes into a brilliant ambush, or hide your fleet from powerful enemies. Fortresses teem with menacing turrets, and invade your strike craft into dangerous trench runs deep behind enemy lines. But not everything is in our control. Dangerous space phenomena like particle storms and asteroid fields will test even senior commanders. Attack head-on with a clever flank, or even from above and below your foes. Homeworld 3's fully simulated ballistics make line of sight and cover critical strategic considerations. Your fleet persists from mission to mission, scars on your ships linger, strike craft pilots and capital ships captains pass along critical informations through battlefield chatter. Homeworld 3 is another fantastic sci-fi RTS which I am excited about, which should be released in February of 2024. We still need to wait a couple of months. Probably one of the most anticipated games, Zerospace is a cinematic RTS with an epic sci-fi story where your decisions determine the fate of the galaxy. Devise your unique strategy through your choices of factions, mercenary units, and heroes, and execute clutch commands in the heat of battle to outplay the enemy. Compared to most RTS games, in this game you write the story, you write the ending, make choices that change the universe, inspired by classic narrative RPGs like Mass Effect, Dragon Age, Skyrim, Fallout 4, Witcher, and more. Construct a crushing strategy by combining factions, mercenaries, and heroes, making each match different and unlocking more opportunities for dynamic counterplay. Dive into a world teeming with mystery and danger. Traverse diverse planets aboard your mothership, guided by a choice-driven RPG system. Navigate an expansive galaxy map, brimming with dialogue opportunities and regions to explore or dominate. Build deep relationships with your crew and the heroes you enlist during the campaign. Face moral problems. Do you save a once hostile planet or leave it to perish against formidable forces? As you journey, enhance your vessel, recruit heroes, and navigate complex relationships. Will some allies admire or despise you? Are you ready to lead mankind? Really interesting game, and definitely I'm excited about it. And I'm sure most of you guys and girls are excited as well. Zerospace has the potential to be one of the best RTS games ever created. Another game to be excited about. Do you know this game is being developed by Frost Giant Studios? By former Blizzard developers Tim Morton and Tim Campbell. They founded the Frost Giant Studios in October 2020. Morton previously was StarCraft II Legacy of the Voice production lead, and Campbell had been Warcraft 3 The Frozen Thrones campaign lead designer. Explore an ever-evolving story through thriving campaign missions where science fiction and fantasy collide. Battle opponents around the world, team up with your friends to challenge the AI in cooperative modes. Get your hands dirty in the editor to build the game of your dreams. Yes, Word Editor, something like in Warcraft 3 or StarCraft 2. Developed in Unreal Engine 5, Stormgate will support high-resolution HD visuals in 4K and hundreds of units in epic large-scale wars across a variety of maps and tilesets. The user interface is designed to make RTS more approachable by streamlining inputs, automatically assigning units to control groups, and enhancing gameplay. The last game which I want to mention in this video is The Broken Arrow, a large-scale real-time modern warfare tactics game. The base game features both the American and Russian factions, each containing 4 unique sub-factions like the Marines, Armored, Airborne, and more. Broken Arrow brings the genre to a whole new level by combining the complexity of a joint forces wargame with the typical real-time tactics action-packed gameplay. Deploy to the battlefield via land, sea, and air. Use paratroopers and helicopters to rapidly size key locations. Reinforce them with heavy tanks and bring enemy counterattacks with artillery and tactical missile strikes. Infiltrate special forces behind enemy lines to disrupt enemy logistics and provide laser designation for your planes. Use the terrain to your advantage to ambush, outflank, and outsmart your enemy. The game features over 300 units and each of them can be customized in multiple ways, resulting in more than 1500 combinations. Modern vehicles and aircrafts are generally compatible with different weapons and armor packages. Broken Arrow features a detailed customization system that allows you to modify the specific components of your units. 10 fantastic and highly anticipated games I'm really happy and excited about those games, and I hope those games will be released as soon as possible so I can play them. Thank you guys for the support. Please consider subscribing to my channel and visit me on social websites like Twitter, Instagram and Reddit. Thank you again and have a nice day.